So, with the current crop of heavyweights all in their mid-30s, Usyk 37, Joshua 34, and Fury 35, who are going to replace them as the biggest names in heavyweight boxing? Well, two very up-and-coming boxing stars are Moses Itauma and Johnny Fisher. Moses Itauma, I'd heard his name being mentioned a lot, there was a lot of talk about him amongst top heavyweights saying, oh, this guy gave me such a good spar. I had his name mentioned in a lot of interviews. People gave him a lot of clout and credit. And to be fair, his performances do back that up. He's had 7 stoppage wins, 6 of which have been in the first round. The other one was in the second round. And he looks very dangerous, He can just hit people and they'll fall over. He's got a really good highlight reel, which is definitely worth going to watch it if you haven't heard of him or seen him already. He's been on a few of the undercards in Saudi. And his most recent one is definitely his most impressive. He fought a guy with a really good record. He fought Mezenskev, who had fought 28 times. So he had a very good record. But again, Itauma stopped him in the first round. This guy is looking really good. He's looking strong. He's looking dangerous. His fights are entertaining. Could he be a star of the heavyweight scene to come? How tall is he? Well, according to BoxRec, he's not the tallest. He's only 6'2.5". So I think this is definitely one to look out for. Go and watch his highlight reel. The guy can punch. Obviously, up until recently, he'd only really fought journeymen, but I think Mezenskev was a really good test for him, and it shows that he is improving, and I'm sure soon enough he will be fighting for belts. I'll talk about Johnny Fisher, and then I will talk about what is next for both of these fighters. So, Johnny Fisher, I'd only heard of him myself recently when he was in talks to fight Babic. He is the son of influencer Big John, the guy who shouts "Bosh" and eats loads of curries on the internet, but he's not an influencer boxer. He is a serious fighter. He is 12-0 with 11 KOs. Again, he'd only really fought journeyman, but, had looked good doing it. He'd stopped them all. Until recently, obviously, where he fought Babic, who's got a little bit of a name, And again, stopped him really strongly in round 1. Babic's legs were all over the place. He was doing a little wobble. So, yeah, both of these guys are looking very good. Is there anyone else to mention? Well, obviously, Daniel Dubois. He's only 26, but you can't really consider him up and coming since he's officially a world champion now. And to Dubois' credit, he's only 1 year younger than Johnny Fisher, who's 25. So you think about what Dubois achieved at 26, it's phenomenal, really. And I think the guy doesn't get enough credit. So what are the next steps for both of these fighters? Well, if they don't fight each other soon, which I think could very likely happen, I think it can be very similar to, Fraser Clark and Fabio Wardley. They fought for the British, both up and coming British fighters, which Itauma and Fisher are both British. Itauma is only 19 years old, by the way, which is absolutely crazy. So I think you would have to give him the edge if they did fight, Fisher and Itauma, just because of what he's achieved, being so much younger. And he can clearly get rid of experienced guys as well, Itauma. So yeah, I think if they were to fight each other, they would do it at English or British level, and that would be an incredible fight and a big statement for the winner. Or they just leave it longer and then they try and meet each other, at a European fight or a world championship. Or if they can't get the fight with each other, I think trying to get Fabio Wardley or Fraser Clark would be the next move. Me, I think Fabio Wardley and Fraser Clark, I don't think they should have an immediate rematch. I think they should maybe, go elsewhere for a while and then come back. Just because, their fight was so intense, so heavy. You can't be having, one of those fights every single time. So I think trying to get a fight with Fraser Clark or Fabio Wardley is definitely the way to go, All British fights so well. We'll find out the levels of each of them. And I can see Itauma and Wardley being a really ferocious fight, Both guys are really intense. So I can see that being another phenomenal fight. And, Clark and Fisher as well. Big names would sell really well. Obviously, Fisher's got that social media presence. So, he can sell fights. And his alias, the Romford Bull, is very accurate. If you've ever seen his knockouts, he literally just walks through people. He's big, strong, he hits really hard. So yeah, those are two up-and-coming heavyweight stars that I think you should keep an eye out for. Both slowly going up the levels. As I said, only fought journeyman until their most recent fights. Itauma, just blowing away in round 1. A guy with 28 fights. Fisher, one stopping Babic in the first round. Impressive. So these guys could very well be the future of heavyweight boxing. What are your thoughts in the comments below? Who do you think is going to be the future of the heavyweight division? Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.